Well, good morning and happy Monday. My apologies, by the way, that Friday's devotion was so late. That was my fault. I went too long and it wouldn't download. I'll try and be a little bit briefer today. And we've come to a great, chapter 4 of Philippians has got such great stuff. And we come to a passage that is many people's favorite passage in the entire book. If you have a Bible and it's not underlined, that's because you're a new Christian, you have a new Bible, or you just don't underline, because this is a key passage. And it talks about dealing with anxiety. It's timely now because there's so much stress and there's so many people that are looking for peace, the peace of God, an ability to relax, ability to rest. So it's a little odd perhaps that we're getting counsel on dealing with anxiety from someone who's in death row. Most people who are writing about the good life are doing so from, the deck of their yacht or some second home or an island, not from a first century Roman jail. But Paul has got incredible insight into how we can have peace. So we're going to talk about this for a few days. So today I just want to set it up and make some obvious observations about anxiety. First of all, there's different levels of stress. On one hand, you have a newborn infant with a full belly and a clean diaper sleeping in his or her mother's arms. And at the other level, you have debilitating stress. Now, we obviously, some stress, being in here is actually helpful. It gets us out of bed in the morning, helps us to get things done. But we just don't want to live at this end of the spectrum. Additionally, it's worth noting that there's different sort of kinds of stress. Some people get stressed over things that don't matter. And other people are stressed because of a deep love for someone, or they're stressed, they've got an existential kind of stress about, am I right with God? Am I right with other people? Do I understand the meaning of life? So there's all different sort of sources of stress, and some are more valuable than others. It's also worth noting that stress takes its toll on us. I have heard recently from more than a few of you that I am aging in front of your eyes, that this COVID and racial and protesting and all these things are obviously taking a big toll on me. Perhaps. I tend to think it's because I didn't shave and you saw how white my goatee comes in. And also because during the summer, when it's warmer and I run farther, I tend to lose a little bit of weight. I have a feeling that I'm going to look less old when I shave and the pounds reappear as they almost always do. So, but yes, stress does take a toll on us. We are wired, the adrenaline surge that we get under stress is great if there's a fight or a flight, right? I mean, if we're actually going to use that energy. But it's not great if we're sitting in a meeting and we're just stewing and we're sort of cooking in our own juices. A couple of the last things I'll say, look, there's a lot of stress out there. Chicago, the Trib had an article a while back that said Chicago's had one of the highest misery indexes I think it's the sixth most stressed set of residents anywhere in the country. 81% of people in Chicago report being stressed often as opposed to 75% national average. Okay, well, so let me just say, and this is where I'll stop today, God doesn't want us to be anxious. God promises us a life of peace, shalom, of rest. That's what he offers. His yoke is easy. And so if we're really anxious, we're doing something wrong. And so we're going to dig into that. But let me just pause here at the onset of what will the insight that will follow and to say. The single biggest stress reliever is a right relationship with God, and that comes through Jesus. And so we get to put our faith in Jesus and the gospel itself, that he knows the worst about me. I don't have to hide anything from him. Good grief, he knows it. He knows the worst about me, and his love for me is unconditional. And so a big way forward, it's just it's the John 3:16 gospel. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. I hope that will lower your stress points on this Monday. We'll pick this up tomorrow.